My love, please listen, not only with ears, but with your heart, deep inside your chest, where silence softly trembles, and truth waits patiently. I have carried storms, hidden behind brave smiles. Tonight I surrender everything. No masks, no defenses, just fragile, trembling honesty. I was never perfect. I was often afraid to lose you, afraid to disappoint you. So I built walls, tall, silent, heavy walls, thinking they protect us, but they imprisoned us. Every argument we had echoed inside my bones. I replayed every word, searching for my mistakes. Sometimes I found pride, sometimes I found fear, but always I found love refusing surrender. You saw my strength, but not my battles, the sleepless haunted nights, the quiet, breaking moments, when I questioned myself, wondering if I deserved someone as rare, as fiercely loyal you. I confess my weakness. I crave your reassurance, not because I doubt, but because I care more than I admit, more than I show, more than my silence ever could explain. When you grew distant, my heartbeat changed rhythm. It skipped in panic, like thunder before rain. I pretended indifference, but inside I shattered, piece by hidden piece, behind composed expressions. I remember our beginning, soft laughter shared freely, eyes meeting without fear, hands brushing accidentally. Those small electric seconds felt like destiny whispering, promising something eternal, something worth protecting. Yet love scared me, because it meant vulnerability, and vulnerability meant risk of unbearable loss. So sometimes I withdrew, not from lack of love, but from overwhelming depth of what I felt. You deserved transparency. Instead, I offered fragments, half-spoken confessions, half-hidden emotions. I feared overwhelming you with the intensity of my devotion burning quietly within. Please understand this. My silence was noise, screaming inside my mind, begging for courage. Courage to tell you, you are my anchor. In chaotic, restless seas, my steady breathing place. When doubts surrounded us, I never stopped choosing you repeatedly, even in stubborn anger, even in tired frustration, even when pride whispered, walk away now. I stayed emotionally rooted, because loving you is not convenience, it is decision. Made every sunrise, renewed every sunset, signed by my heartbeat, sealed with loyalty, written across my soul. I admit jealousy, not possessive control, but fear of replacement, fear of losing uniqueness, of what we share, that unspoken connection, that magnetic understanding without rehearsed explanations. Sometimes I seemed distant, lost in heavy thoughts, but I was calculating how to protect us from my own flaws, from impulsive reactions, from inherited wounds. I still carry. My past was heavy, lessons carved deeply, scars teaching caution, trust arriving slowly. Yet you were different. You disarmed my defenses without demanding surrender, just by being you. That terrified me, because comfort breeds dependence, and I was independent, proudly, emotionally guarded. But your kindness melted years of silent armor, and I stood exposed, soft, honest, vulnerable. If I ever hurt you, know it was clumsiness of a healing heart, learning healthy love. I never intended damage, never calculated cruelty, never desired distance. From your warm presence, you are my home. not place but feeling, the calm after chaos, the light through curtains, the familiar heartbeat that steadies mine, without dramatic declarations, just quiet, undeniable belonging. I overthink everything, every delayed response, every change in tone, every shortened message. My mind writes tragedies before truth even speaks, and I fight internally to trust us, trust that we are stronger together, trust that misunderstandings are temporary shadows, not permanent fractures, trust that love, when nurtured intentionally, outlives passing storms. I confess something deeper. I fear not enough, not rich enough, not successful enough, not impressive enough to match your brilliance, your ambition shining like relentless sunrise. Yet you stayed. You reassured gently. You held my hand through insecure spirals, and each time I loved you more for choosing patience over easy abandonment. When we laugh, the world dissolves. Problems shrink instantly. Time slows tenderly. Those are sacred moments, proof of divine timing, proof that somehow we found each other. I am not flawless. I am learning daily to communicate clearer, to react softer, to listen deeper, to love louder, without ego interference, without defensive pride. So tonight I confess, not from desperation, but from devotion, raw, steady, unwavering. I choose vulnerability over comfortable silence. I choose honesty over protective distance. If ever I falter, remind me gently of this confession, of these promises, of the trembling courage it took to speak 4 simple, honest words. I love you fully, and when darkness tries invading slowly, when doubts whisper lies, when exhaustion tests patience, come back to this, to my open heart, laid without armor, before your understanding, because loving you is my greatest truth, not temporary emotion, not dramatic illusion, but